She was 55 years old, and she was holding a check with her name on it for $2,500, money she hadn't earned, money from a man she barely knew. A month earlier, she'd been broke, behind on rent, terrified. She didn't win it, she didn't beg for it, she simply fell asleep every night, whispering 4 small words, and one of them changed her life. I want to tell you exactly what she whispered, why it worked, and how you can do the very same thing tonight. Because this isn't a fairy tale, it's a technique. Friend, let me take you back to before the check. She was out of work with no family to fall back on and almost nothing left in the bank. To even look for a job, she needed a car. And the car she had was falling apart. She was behind on the rent. She didn't have the clothes to walk into an interview feeling like somebody. And she'll tell you herself, at 55, walking in to ask for a job of any kind is its own quiet humiliation. She needed so many things all at once that when she tried to picture them, she just felt exhausted. Have you ever been there, where the list of what's wrong is so long, you don't even know where to point your hope? She'd lie awake at night, more anxious after imagining than before. And that, right there, is the mistake almost everyone makes. For nearly a year, she'd been quietly studying an idea, a simple, almost outrageous idea. That imagination isn't decoration. That imagination creates reality, and that the secret to it all isn't the picture in your mind, it's the feeling. One night, she heard a story about a man who didn't try to imagine every single thing he wanted. Instead, he reached for one feeling, the feeling of, isn't it wonderful? Not, isn't it wonderful that I have this specific thing? Just the warm, settled feeling that something marvelous was already happening to him, now. And she thought, what if I stopped listing everything I'm missing? What if I stopped trying to fix my life piece by piece in my head and instead just felt what it would feel like if the good had already arrived? So here's exactly what she did. Every night as she was drifting off, that drowsy, half-asleep place where you're not quite awake anymore, she would say to herself, softly, over and over, isn't it wonderful? Something marvelous is happening to me, now. And she didn't just say the words, she felt them. She let herself feel the way she would feel if it were already true, the relief, the ease, the quiet joy of a woman whose needs were finally met. She fell asleep inside that feeling, not in her problems, in the wonderful. She did this for 2 months, night after night after night. Nothing dramatic happened, no lightning, no sign, just a woman falling asleep in a feeling, choosing it again and again, even when her bank account said she was foolish to. Then one day in early October, she ran into a casual friend she hadn't seen in months. He mentioned he was heading to New York, a city she'd lived in years before. They talked for a moment about the old place, and then they parted. She forgot the whole thing entirely. 1 month later, to the day, that same man showed up at her apartment, and he placed a certified check in her hand, $2,500, with her name on it. It turned out that on his trip, he'd run into an old friend of hers, someone she hadn't seen or spoken to in over 25 years, someone who, in those years, had quietly become very wealthy. They'd talked about her, and for reasons she was never even told, that old friend decided to share part of his fortune with her, and it didn't stop with one check. For the next 2 years, generous checks arrived every single month, enough to cover everything she needed, with plenty left over for the lovely things too. A car, clothes, a real home, and then a letter with papers to sign that continued that income for the rest of her natural life. From isn't it wonderful to wonderful for the rest of her days. So what actually happened here? She didn't manifest a check. She never once imagined a man at her door. She reached for a state, a feeling of the wish already fulfilled, and she lived there every night until it became more real to her than her circumstances, and life reorganized itself to match the feeling she kept choosing. That's the whole thing. You don't have to script every detail. You don't have to know how it comes. Your only job is to assume the feeling of the life you want and to keep returning to it, especially in that soft moment right before sleep. Feeling is the secret, as Neville Goddard would say. Everything else is just delivery. So here's what we'll do right now. Close your eyes and just breathe in for 1, 2, 3.4, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to say that to yourself 2 times. Something wonderful is happening to me now. Feel the feelings of what you would fully allow yourself to have, that feeling of peace, relief, a slight inner smile, as if you were right on the other side of having your needs and desires met in unique ways. What does the feeling in your belly feel? How does your body relax? How does your mouth want to position? Stay here for some moments. Take the time you need. This is feeling the wish fulfilled. And when you're ready, open your eyes and go back to that feeling as often as you want within your day. Then remember, before you fall asleep, don't rehearse what's wrong. Choose that one feeling, the feeling that something wonderful is already happening to you now, and fall asleep inside it, just like she did. And friend, if you'd like help getting into that feeling on purpose, I create personal meditations to help you do just that. The details are in my profile. Now, until next time, something wonderful is happening to you. Blessings.